Well, it happened again, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Larson managed to get himself arrested again. So, Daniel Larson, what have you got to say for yourself? Well, guys, like I said the last time, I promised it wouldn't happen again. Or something. So, let's technically just talk about just sort of the events that led up to this, because they all happened within the month of March, but this should give a bit of an insight to what Daniel Larson has done yet again. So, 1st of March, Daniel is released from jail after a court hearing. On March 6th, Daniel gets refused service at numerous restaurants. Well, again, I suppose this is also because the police probably have had to pass the message on, as well as, Daniel's notoriety has probably even passed in these places that he's probably dined and dashed at before, so that makes sense. Then on the 15th of March, so 4 days ago, Daniel moves into a homeless shelter. On the 16th of March, Daniel gets banned from 2 restaurants despite offering to pay, which again, I wonder if it's like ever really occurred to Daniel at any point whether or not like this is probably the moment where Daniel should have realized that actually his actions have all come back to haunt him because, well, who exactly is going to entertain somebody with a reputation like Daniel Larson? Nobody, that's who. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't think these sorts of things don't just go away. And Daniel Larson is even expecting people to forgive him. All he wants is just almost to like carry out as though nothing had changed. Or that everything was fine. On the 17th of March, Daniel gets attacked by trolls during his fan meetup. He gets kicked out of IHOP and later gets water poured on him by a troll. Quite a sadistic mood, but then again, I don't really feel I don't feel sad for Daniel Larson anyway because of what we know, but still, that's pretty scummy. And apparently, yesterday, Daniel gets kicked out of the homeless shelter for 45 days. He literally moved into there 3 days before this and he got kicked out. So you may be wondering to yourself, how exactly did Daniel Larson, what did Daniel Larson do? Well, there are several sources I did want to check out. Some that I got from Smokey MC and some I got from the Daniel Larson subreddit. Some claimed that he had a freak out at the shelter which violated his parole. So by the time he got kicked out, it was probably one of the things he had to succumb to when it comes to his parole. And he's basically getting relocated on an FTC misdemeanor. So basically, it's just sort of I think it's only going to be temporarily sort of. I suppose. Well, you may be probably what you're thinking of as well as the fact that, well, was it say well. I suppose some things you may be arguing as well is that what exactly were the circumstances of this freakout were about? Did Daniel Larson start it, or was there a little bit more to it than they're first suggesting? Did Daniel Larson attack somebody and the police had to be called? Well, that's not necessarily true because there was a picture floating around about Daniel being arrested, possibly just outside what looks like in the middle of some forest of some description. Well, just on the verge of it, and well, it was more like a small hill in the middle of a parking lot, and the police looked like they caught Daniel pretty quickly, and they had to reprehend them. And one thing I will say is that because of what I saw from the previous time that Daniel Larson got arrested, is that he just sort of complied with it and just basically went on his way. So I suppose probably more details would probably come about exactly as to when or what the details of Daniel Larson's arrest were. But apparently, according to his custody record, is that, well, he's going to the Broomfield Police Department, and his mugshot has also been released and circulated on the subreddit. So that's about it. And, well, I'm not entirely sure if there were any other details as well, apart from the fact that apparently he's this time got a $1,000 bail, which is substantially better than the previous one. But any other details at this point would be greatly appreciated at this point because, to be honest, you know what's kind of a little bit bad, ladies and gentlemen, and I will say this, is that it's a little bit boring to actually continue to talk about these sorts of things because talking about Daniel Larson getting arrested is a bit like saying again what day of the week it is, but it's like, is Daniel Larson seriously like more comfortable in like being incarcerated? Is this what Daniel Larson saw his future to look like? Did Daniel Larson legitimately not think that there was any better life for him than this? I mean, I know it's probably fair to say Daniel never expected probably for the things to turn out this way, but one, how did he not? I mean, do we need to go over the list of his crimes? And also for the fact that, well, whether Daniel Larson has to like it or not, the world has stopped beating to his tune a very long time ago. And, well, this is simply just things will go from bad to worse, and then Daniel will probably get released and then arrested again next month. Bob will probably stay by his side until he completely like has enough, which though I reckon Daniel will do something so stupid that he will have no choice but to cut all ties with Bob. But now I'm even suspecting at this point whether or not it's just better to just sort of put Daniel away somewhere. Like, I don't know, just keep him in a secluded unit just so he can have time to consider or to even like rehabilitate him so he can actually go out into the real world, because that's what like Daniel Larson needs. He needs rehabilitation, a good kick up the backside, and some level of like understanding about how the world works and why, because of what Daniel Larson thinks and does, is why things have been led to this way. I wonder if Daniel Larson's ever been taught these sorts of things, but I think at this point, the best thing that Daniel Larson could need is some re-education. That's my 2 cents, and I'm going to stick to that. So I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this short little update, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again next time. Take care, and bye-bye for now.